Yo, what's up, my wolf pack? Elf of the pack right here. And today, in this video, man, I'm gonna be doing a review of Eden Zero, Chapter 70, Belial, Belial Goer. Belial Goer? I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Alright? Now, I might do a lot of cuts in this video because I've read Chapter 70 like 10 times, and I swear to God, I have the worst memory because I cannot remember everything that went down. All right, every time I get from the camera try to talk about the chapter in its entirety, I always forget something. All right, so there might be some cuts in this video. For that, I apologize, but jumping right into it, the chapter starts off with Rebecca storming out of the infirmary room. She's upset that Shiki, Kimura, and Wise left to storm Drake and Joe's ship without her. She was all like, "Oh, I can fight too. Who will leave their crewmate behind?" and all of that. and Ivory was all like, "Well, you were passed out for like a whole hour, so what were they supposed to do?" so we get a cut to Shiki, Kimura, and Wise, sneaking on to Drake and Joe's ship, and through this little lacrima earring communication device that Hermit made for them, they're speaking to Herman and Witch back on the Eden Zero. Shiki, Kimura, and Wise are, and basically Hermit explains that Drake and Joe's ship used to be a part of Planet Gillis. It was actually an entire section of Planet Gillis, actually. It turns out that his ship is actually a city. His whole ship was an entire section of a city on Planet Gillis. Now, when I read that, right, I was kind of like, I don't really know how to feel about that because I feel like this is going to come into play later. It's actually brought up in this chapter. It's like I don't know how I feel about us like Drake and Joe's ship being a city because I feel like that's something that's going to hinder the crew. But I'm gonna get into that for a second. So we find out that Drake and Joe's ship is like an actual city, or was an actual part of a city. There's people living their everyday lives on his ship, on his city ship, I guess I should call it, right? So we found out that since it's a city, it gets tourists, and there's a guest docking area that you can go into, and that's the area in which Shiki and the crew took to sneak onto his ship, right? And basically Herman and Witch tells them that they're there to get information and to be careful and not to draw attention. All right. So Shiki, Wise, Hamura, they all split up. They're all doing their own thing. Um, Hamura is talking to a bunch of dudes. Shiki is playing video games, and Wise is gambling. Of course, we all know Wise is a gambler. So Hamura's chilling with a bunch of dudes, which is not something I thought she would do. Shiki's playing video games, and Wise is gambling. Okay, and there's this funny scene where Shiki and Y said they go into a strip club and they're just watching a bunch of bunny girls dance around and do flipping and doing flips on poles. And Hamura comes in and makes them leave. She tells them to get out. Which when I first read the chapter, I was all like, Hamura, why you hating? Why you hating? Let them have a good time. Stop hating, Hamura. Stop hating. Guys like a good show, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Moving on. Um, um, so they leave the little stripping area. It's a stripping area, and Hamura, Hamura, Wise, and Shiki, they're all sitting down, they're chilling, they're looking around the city, you know, and Shiki brings up the fact that he doesn't know if he can actually go through with fighting Drake and Joe, or at the very least, the Eden Zero doing battle with his ship. He's all like, oh, if our ships fight each other, that could harm the people in this city. That could hurt the people on the ship, the innocents. And Homura was all like, yeah, right. We really don't want to get the innocent people involved. And Wise, which I guess is in his personality, but it kind of took me back a bit. Wise was all like, why are you chickening out? These people are all from planet Gilst, right? And if my memory serves correct, everyone on planet Gilst, at least in this time period, your time period, they were all scumbags. They were all criminals. And Shiki was all like, it doesn't matter if they're scumbags and criminals. I'm not gonna take a life without a reason. Which is cool because it goes to show that the Eden Zero crew, they don't care about killing people as long as it's absolutely necessary. And like Fairy Tale, and I'm assuming even in Rave Master, because I'm not that far into the story, they didn't really like killing people. They didn't want to take a life, right? But it's cool to see that Shiki and the crew, they don't mind killing. There just needs to be a pretty good reason behind it. So I really like that. But yeah, Shiki was all like, oh no, it doesn't matter if they're criminals. I'm not gonna take a life without a good reason. And Y says, you have a reason. They're after our ship. And then Shiki says, that's only Draken, not every other person on in this city on this ship. Only Draken's after our ship. And Wise basically calls him a wimp. Homura tells them to calm down. And then while they're arguing, we actually encounter an older Sibber. Now, if we all know Sibber was, that gang leader, that old gang leader. Wise was part of this gang back on Norma, and Sibber was the leader. But we actually find out once we encounter, the older Sibber, that he and the Sibber on planet Norma are two different Sibbers. The older Sibber escaped planet Norma 50 years ago, before the planet Eater touched said planet, right? So Shiki, when he sees Sibber, he immediately gets angry and he tries to fight him because he thinks they're the same. He just thinks that Sibber just somehow got older. He thinks they're the same person, but it's actually Wise that explains that the Sibber that's still on Norma and the Sibber now are two completely different people. All right. So Pino, when she sees Sibber, she immediately starts to freak out because back on Norma, Sibber, he tortured her. He ripped off her legs. I think he even ripped off her arms. Sibber, or I guess I should say the old Sibber, he was basically a very cruel individual, and he was torturing Pino. And Wise saved her, right? Well, technically the whole crew saved her, but Wise, when Sibber was torturing Pino, saved her in that moment. Okay, so after everybody calms down, Sibber's just chatting with the crew. He's talked about how he's a changed man and how when he was young he did all these terrible things that he regrets. He even apologizes. He even apologized to Pino because Pino was just over there shaking behind Hamura, and he was all like, I'm sorry if I've done anything cruel to you, and I know son, I'm sorry won't change it, but at least allow me to say sorry. And Pino accepts his apology, and after that, Sibber pieces out. We find out he actually works in a bar, and he invites Wise to go hang out with him because he would like to chat with the young Wise. Because he was surprised that Wise was so young, and he found out that the Wise that's in the crew was the one that was still stuck on Norma from when the Time Eater attacked. So he invites Wise to go and hang out with them at the bar, if they have time. So that's pretty cool. The whole time concept with two different people, with two different people being stuck in time and one being in the present, it's still a bit confusing to me. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but yeah, I gotta get used to it. But yeah, Sibber invites Wise to hang out sometime, and then he leaves, and it was like directly after that, right? Um, there was this giant monitor that was on this towering building, right? This giant monitor, right? And it started flickering. And then Drake and Joe appears on the screen, right? And Shiki, Moro, Wise, they're all looking up at Drake and Joe, and they're shocked. They actually looked freaked out. They're shocked. They were shook. They were shook. All right. And Drake and Joe appears on the screen, and he was all like, "Do you think that I really wouldn't find you, you rats of Eden Zero?" And everybody was all like, "What? Drake and Joe?" But Draco was all like, "Did you really think I wouldn't find you, you rats of Eden Zero? We do guest checks on every ship that passes through here. So it was only a matter of time before I found you." And now, when he's saying this, it's not like he's actually looking toward Shiki and the crew. He's just like looking over the city. He doesn't know what Shiki and the crew looks like. He just knows they're there, obviously because he was following the ship, right? But he just knows they're there, and he's basically just sending a message towards them. And Herman, she hears this, and she was all like, "How could he possibly know that we're here? I hacked his surveillance system." And then he was all like, and then Drake and Joe was all like, "Well, since you're out and about here, I'm just going to take this opportunity to steal your ship." And right when he says that, a giant explosion erupts on the Eden Zero, where the witch and Herman are. Rebecca runs in, and she's all like, "What's going on?" And we see three of his goons, whose names that I cannot remember, three of his little underlings broke through, uh, into some section of the Eden Zero. They broke through with one of Draken's ships, which has the ability to melt shields and metal, and that's how they were able to get on Eden Zero, right? And they're talking about what they should do now that they're on board, and basically, the chick who's among the chick, the female underling, she tells the two dudes that she's with that, you know, we should kill everyone on board. And one of the dudes are all like, "Try not to damage anything valuable." But technically, the whole ship is valuable, so that doesn't really make any sense. But basically, they're gonna try to kill everybody on the Eden Zero. And when Shiki hears that Drake and Joe is attempting to take the ship while they're not on it, he's freaking out, saying that they gotta get back. But I'm pretty sure that you know, some things are gonna go down before he reaches the ship, right? But yeah, man, that was the end of the chapter. Draken's underlings breaking onto the Eden Zero, right? I think I actually did pretty good. I think I covered everything pretty well. Now, surprisingly, there was two chapters that dropped yesterday. I've been spending all of my time trying to read and memorize chapter 70, so I haven't read chapter 71 yet. Two chapters dropped yesterday. I will read chapter 71 and I will make another video. But right now, I'm gonna go congratulate myself because that was pretty good. I can't believe I got all of that in one take. But yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. This was actually the shortest Eden Zero review I ever did. I'm proud of myself. All right. But yeah, man. I'll see y'all in chapter 71. I'm kind of wondering now, since there was two chapters this week, does that mean we're not going to get a chapter next week? I don't know. We'll see. Peace.